Okay, so a while ago I asked on Tumblr if they wanted me to do a 10-minute video dragging the 10th Doctor, or 11-minute video dragging 11th Doctor, and so on for 12 and 13. And I was enabled, so here we go. I'm poking the hornet's nest. And I love the 10th Doctor, and I love a lot of his messiness. I love the Doctor being a complete disaster. I love 13. So take this with a grain of salt. This is affectionate dragging. So, and here is my phone. So I will get this back to 10 minutes. And don't ask me why there's a curry sauce there, so you can see. Okay, let's go. So let's start with Harriet Jones. You were really sexist to her, you know this. You just had to point out, oh, don't you think she looks tired? And obviously her assistant would know better than she did. And yes, she shot at the cigarettes, and you're all like, oh no, second chances. I'm not the kind of man with your vain hair, and you know, just you were asleep most of the time while she was doing most of the work. And the 9th Doctor, you know, at least he was like, oh, she's bringing in the golden age. And I know you're all like, oh, I'm not that kind of a man anymore, but 9 was at least not as sexist as that. And you got in the Master, and I know that RTD is like, oh, it's intentional, but you didn't even regret it. It's not like it's not even in the text that you fucked up, and she just did not deserve that bullshit. And you could have found some other way to. You don't have to talk to her, because I don't mind flawed characters, but you could have at least not been a misogynistic dickbag over it. Another point is the codependency with Rose. I know a lot of people like the couple, and I don't. I really just don't like Doctor companion relationships all that much, but you made Rose feel like she was going to be the only one, and she was going to be with you forever, and she's 19, 20, and you're way too old for this, and you should have been less irresponsible, immature. And it is a lot of the writing as well, I can't deny that. Like, School Reunion had Sarah Jane be like, oh, you are my whole world, Doctor, and I don't think the classic Who would have had that, but this is getting into meta and writing, and this is supposed to be affectionate dragging. So yeah, you made Rose feel like she had more importance than she really did. And I'm not even knocking Rose, I love Rose, but that was your fault. And at least 12 apologised for 11 being obsessed with Clara, but that is going into 11 and 12 dragging. But I just don't like Dr. Rose. And next up is Martha, and all the racism and all the pining. You treated Martha really fucking bad, because obviously you were pining over Rose, and again, it's a lot of the writing, because God knows Black companions didn't exactly get treated great, but the entire season she was pining over you, and you just ignored her completely, and you made her work in the 1960s when obviously she would get racism because you didn't want to work, and obviously in Human Nature where you were a racist professor, and Nurse Redfern, well, making me cry, was also a racist asshole. So God, Martha got treated so badly, and And yeah, she just had to do so much work to get thank you, and you just completely ignored her. And as she said, she deserved better, and as Donna said, she deserved better, and as everyone said, she deserved better. And yeah, like in the Shakespeare Code. I mean, I love the Thin Ice season 10, and Demons of the Punjab, and I'm not really a Rosa kind of person, but you know, still, it was so. It's even treated badly in the Doctor Who canon by later writers, and you just said, "Oh, walk like I do." You know you have privilege, and you're just a really shitty white man sometimes with the spiky, obnoxious hair, and yeah, you treated Martha badly. I mean, you treated Rose badly as well, which I said in the previous one, but yeah, you treated Martha badly, and you deserve to be set for it. So, okay, so this deserves a few precursors. I love Dr. Master. I love 10 Sim, even though I think that 12 Missy and 13 and Dewan Master have more like, you know, interesting things about them. But 10 Sim, flashbacks to Time Cock, God, that was my first intro to Dr. Master and Best Enemies and all that kind of thing. Good stuff. But that's the thing. This is an affectionate drag, so you two are codependent and just like feral possums, just killing at each other and being all sad, tuggy, crying boys. But the thing is, also, again, going back to what I previously said, the Black companions in RTD era, and I think in the Moffat era as well, but that will be another video, are just treated like a body count, basically. Mickey is treated badly, Martha is treated badly, you know, for Rose and for, you know, White Doctor, and you cried over your dead boyfriend. Well, you know, he won't be dead for long, but just over a family of Black companions that he tortured. And again, this is, you know, maybe I shouldn't be talking about this because, you know, white and everything, but I just, yeah, it's a scene, and I get that's why Martha was like, you know, I've got a fucking piece out of this, but it's just, there are other people who can talk about this better than me. It just doesn't sit right that just all this Black pain and you're still crying over your murderous, genocidal boyfriend. So, just a quick one, because running out of time, I feel like, and you know, this is getting edited, but it's still under 10 minutes, because the Times Child kind of fixed that problem for me. But you were flippant to Jack about how you and the TARDIS found him disgusting, and like so many companions, he deserved better. Just as a general thing, the self-righteous hypocrisy, and some of this is to do with the fandom reaction, but I'll go into it. So there's lots of examples of 10 being a self-righteous hypocrite, but the one that mostly, you know, people are kind of divided on is the I never would thing in The Doctor's Daughter. And my dude, how many times have you committed genocide? But the thing is, the 10, you know, people who are like, oh, I only want the Tech Doctor, are like, oh, 11 committed too much genocide, but 10 never would. And I love 11, I love dragging him too, but 10 was just the same, but he didn't want to fucking admit it, unlike 11 did and 12 did, and we'll get to 13 later on. But yeah, he's a genocidal maniac like his boyfriend, and Davros, you know, calls them on it, but still people are like, oh, 10 is the good one, 10 is the nice one, and I'm running out of time and I really want to get to Donna. So the big one, Donna's fucking mind rape. Okay, so obviously she didn't want to die, and yes, 10 was very sad, staring at her, you know, sadly and all that, but she she begged not to die, and it was just so, you know, don't do this, but he did it anyway, and we're just supposed to go with his man pain, and, you know, he's the one that gets sad in the rain, and she's just thrown back to her old characterization, and it just doesn't need to matter anymore, and I hate 10 for that. Ooh. I said under 10 minutes. So yeah, that was my 10 drag. I had more stuff for him as well. So yeah, if you liked this video or you didn't, I'm sorry. I do like 10. I love his episodes. I love Midnight a lot, and I can do a 10-minute being nice to him if you would rather that as well. So yeah, this is a new video I've been doing, but just let me know if you like it. So see you, bye.